Welcome to UFOs Above Us. Today is August 1st, 2018. Remember that date because we're going to show you the smoking gun about intelligent design on the moon. This picture, we're going to look at two areas. One there, and you're going to see all kinds of intelligent design. Let's start off with this one on the right. You've got a big crater here, and if you look carefully at this crater with an open mind, there's all kinds of intelligent designed structures in this crater. And let's just start off with this little crater in the front of it. If you look carefully at that crater, what do you see right beside it? So right beside that crater, what I see, and I'll point it out for you with the cursor, is I see a rectangle that kind of follows the contour of both of those craters. So there's a rectangular pad, and then you can see clearly some kind of a trapezoidal ramp going down from it there, and probably another one on the backside. So I would contend that what we're looking at here is some kind of a built elevated pad between those two craters. Now, what it's doing there, I have no idea. But what I do know is that's not naturally occurring. There's no way. I mean, it's not. And if I zoom it in, you can see it even more clearly. There's a pad elevated with two ramps. Okay. Let's look at some more structure. Here's another structure. It's kind of a cylindrical in shape. There's one side of it there, and you can kind of see the half circle. The back side even has a taper to it. And then if you notice carefully when you look at that, it's attached to a base that matches the size of that, whatever that structure is. So you've got this big structure here, and it's mounted right to the side of a crater. So my question would be, not is that intelligent design, because it is. My question is, what's it doing there? And that I can't answer. So I'm just kind of looking at some of the design elements of it. That's man-made or intelligent design. Okay, so let's just keep going. Maybe I don't have you convinced yet, but I will before this is over. Let's look at this big crater. One thing I've always wondered is why the shadows are cast so far in these craters. Have you ever noticed that? Look at the length of that. So this must have a really high wall to it, but even higher than the left-hand wall, look at the right-hand wall. And one thing you'll notice about moon craters, if you do some observing with a telescope or even look at pictures online, a lot of the craters on the moon, one side is way higher than the other, and it's real whitish. So I don't know why that is, but I've noticed that. Now this one's interesting because look at the shape of this. That shape looks more V-shaped. Got kind of a circle at the base. It kind of reminds me of the shape of a space shuttle, to be honest there. Got a couple little openings there protruding from it, top of it there. Maybe one right there too, I'm not sure. But isn't that an interesting shape? Again, does that look naturally occurring to you? Most people are probably going to say no. All right, let's keep looking. All right, how about this? Why would the moon have rectangles on it? Anybody come up with a compelling reason or even a viable reason why it would have a bunch of rectangles? I don't think so. I don't think they occur in nature, and yet we see them all over. Look at this one. You got this, what's called a crater, but then you got this big X to the left of it. So why is that there? Again, don't know. Let's keep looking. There's another building. That one's kind of C-shaped, isn't it? So you see a C-shaped, kind of looks like barracks. Reminds me of military barracks a little bit, to be honest. What's it there for? And then beside it, look at all these pipes. What are those for? Look at that stack of pipes. Do you think those are naturally occurring? I don't think they are. In fact, I know they're not. I'm done debating this. If you want my opinion, just there's intelligent design on the moon. But if this isn't enough for you, I'll show you the smoking gun. And I'm sure you're curious, so let's go ahead and look. This area over here has the smoking gun. And in case you're curious, the smoking gun for this area is right there. Now, before we zoom in on that and I convince you that is the smoking gun, let's look at the rest of this. Now, it obviously has some craters, but this doesn't look like a crater to me. Neither does that one. Neither does that one. In fact, none of this does. And when I zoom this in and you look carefully, these are buildings. In fact, I noticed something right there. What is that? Kind of looks like a turret, doesn't it? All these are buildings tied into this great big whatever that is right there. But those are all connected buildings. That's not naturally occurring. And this isn't either. Are you trying to tell me that occurred in nature on the moon? Just look at the structure of it. Look at the shape of it. What is it? I have no idea, but certainly looks odd. And that catches my eye there at the back of it. What is that big barrel or pole sticking out the back of it? What is that? Is that some kind of a weapon? And speaking of weapons, let's look at our smoking gun. I would contend there's the end of the barrel. runs down this way. Here's the central unit. Whatever, it got a bracket, 2 brackets holding that thing up, U-shaped brackets. It's got a big base. And if you look carefully on that base, you'll even see a rectangular opening, probably access to run the thing. Now let me zoom in and we'll put to rest the question, is there intelligent design on the moon? I want you to look at this, and here is my submission for YouTube. This is the most compelling argument for intelligent design on the moon. This is an untampered picture taken by me. Look at that. Even more curious, what is this? And why is that barrel of that weapon pointing straight at it? You know, you got this dark area, and then you've got this white object there, and the barrel's pointing straight at it. So I'm not going to try to even say I know what this is, other than the basic element of it. It's some kind of weapon. No question. Look at that bracket. Do you think that's naturally occurring? Could anybody with a straight face at NASA or the federal government say this is naturally occurring? And I don't think so. This is a weapon, and that weapon is on the surface of the moon. Period. Let that soak in. A weapon on the moon. Okay. Just to show you, there's a couple other what I believe are weapons with it. Look at that turret right there with the barrel sticking out. And then here's another kind of V-shaped one here with a barrel, and that one even has some coils on it if you look carefully. So 1, 2, 3. We have intelligent design on the moon. And I don't want people to take this point and start panicking, because there's our moon. This is the picture I took personally. No tampering. No, I'm not smart enough to be able to tamper with these things. But if you look at that little object and zoom in on it, there's no one that could, with a straight face, deny that that's intelligent design and that it's some kind of weapon. Now, what does it do? Well, for all we know, it might just be there to deflect asteroids and protect us. So I'm just saying that we don't need to panic about these weapons and everybody start running in the streets screaming, run for your life. We just need to accept the fact that there is intelligent design on the moon, because that right there is proof. There is intelligent design. So I would just ask our federal government, please give us disclosure. People are not, this isn't the 20th century, and people aren't going to panic like they used to. People are ready, and we'd like to know, here's proof, but now explain it to us, and just let us know what's going on. And, whether you're religious, atheist, or whatever your belief system is, the bottom line is there's structures on the moon. So get it in your mind. For UFOs above us, keep watching the skies.